Aikou's diary session. I think we may just have found one of the smartest players this season, but Big Brother has already ruined his strategy. Anyway, let's get into it. I have a feeling we may be seeing more of him this season. First of all, we know he's a complete bookworm, as in complete one. The way he talks, the way he reasons, the way he, wants to know about the human mind. He's, in other words, very analytical, right? So during his diary session, yeah, Big Brother asked him what he thought about this new Gambit twist. And his response was very interesting. He said he actually did come to the house with a game plan. And his game plan was, in his words, I intend to be latent and still have substance. In other words, he wants to gently make an impact but not be the center of attraction. You know, those people who act calm or quiet or not look for anybody's trouble, that housemates do not even remember your name during nominations. So they don't get to nominate you and put you up for possible eviction. That's his game plan. He also described himself as a child, probably the kind of relationship he wants to have with the girls. They would look at him as innocent, as a child, and want to nurture him, and not also put him up for nomination and also not nominate him for possible eviction. But with this Gambit twist, Big Brother has really scattered the plan. Now that he knows that the viewers are the ones who is going to choose the Gambit, staying quiet will no longer help him. So he's changing his strategy immediately. And that's a smart move, don't you think so? Now he plans on impressing you people this week. He's going to start showing his talents, contributing to his task. Of course, he is already working on that. It's a debate they have coming up on Friday. And he's just going to let us see how intelligent he is. And he's hoping that Nigerians, you all, will vote for him as the Gambit. Honestly, I think that's a very smart adjustment. And boom, the conversation took a different turn. This man started talking about his girlfriend. I don't know who is this Egyptian girl that he is in love with. I don't know if she's actually an Egyptian girl or that's how he chooses to describe her, but he spoke highly of her. And you can tell that he's a man in love. This is a new relationship. I know they say don't chop breakfast because the way he talks about this relationship. Anyway, he was so engrossed in it, talking about how, they put each other to bed on the phone. I don't think they've seen. It's a long distance relationship. I think he said they tried to see somehow. It didn't happen. But they put each other to sleep every night on the phone. Now he's going to be away from all that. And when I say he talked about her, he really talked about her. He admitted he's not naturally emotional and that it caused a lot of challenges when they first started dating because he was inexperienced, he was naive. Definitely, that was his first relationship, still is. So he said because he's very scientific, he's very analytical, he reads a lot of books. In one of his scientific books that he read where crying helps release stress. Once you cry, we all know that it releases stress, which is true. So whenever his girlfriend cried during an argument, during anything, he just sits and he looks and doesn't do anything because in his head he's thinking but that would help you release stress. So, and the girl is done crying and she's like, you couldn't even comfort me. For him, it's like, comfort you? I didn't even know I was supposed to do that. I'm like, are you serious? So wait. Imagine arguing with your boyfriend and your boyfriend is looking at you like maybe treating your tears like a lab experiment. Come on. When you're supposed to come hug me, kiss me, cuddle me, sorry baby, you'll be okay. And it was so funny, I laughed so hard. But he looked genuinely innocent talking about this story. It was so funny. He kept on and on. At some point, Big Brother had to stop him to say, Aikou, this is not marriage counseling. And he laughed and he said he feels like if he talks about it, he'll be able to let it go and, come to terms with his new environment and adjust nicely. Then he said something that honestly left me confused. Aikou wants to be a bad boy. I mean, talking about it, this is his first relationship, right? He went on to say that he's open to letting romance chase him. That's what he said. And he would nurture it, but not satisfied. Hold up. I'm still confused. What does that mean? I beg if you understand it. Wait, I think I kind of understand it. He wants to be a playboy. Point is, if you like me, you think you're attracted to me, come on, I'm open for it. We'll play the game. That's you nurturing it in the house, maybe. Not satisfying it would be, I still have a girlfriend outside and I love her. So when we leave this place, I'm going back to my girlfriend. If you think something else, let me know in the comments. Another thing that stood out for me was his reason for coming on the show. So Aikou said he wants to win the show because he needs the money to further his education as he wants to become a professor. He hasn't been to the university, and to become a professor, you have to school, you have to study, and all of that. And he intends to do that. So this money would help him achieve that. I think his story is pretty interesting because it's bigger than just winning the money. I like him. I really do like him. And if I'm being honest, I think from his entrance, his introduction to this diary session, I would consider voting him for the Gambit. I know it's too early to pick favorites. He's not my fave. I'm just saying for the Gambit, right? Because you want your fave to actually stand a chance to compete for the money, for the prize money. But he's made a strong first impression on me. What do you think? Would you vote him for the Gambit, or do you think, or which housemates do you think deserves that slot?